Well, this is Kayla Harrison, arguably the most badass female from mixed martial arts. A couple Olympic medals, gold ones. Nobody did that, yeah?
I'm the only American so far.
Some other country got a couple medals?
There are 7 people in the world with 2 gold medals in judo.
Well, she got her only American with 2 gold medals in judo. Multi-time MMA champion. How many times do you defend your belt over there?
Twice.
Multi-time MMA champion. And yeah, pretty swell person overall. So, not a stranger to hard work is kind of a theme. A couple things that we've talked about here a lot today was, the value of consistency, and secondarily, kind of ignoring the noise in your environment of, there might be friends or family noise in the short term, or after you become more publicly known, the other sort of noise and distractions and, little internet comments and things like that. Yeah.
Trolls.
Sure. So, maybe I'll pick up on those couple topics a bit in a moment. But, you mentioned a few, highlights or a little background about your life from early on to who you've become so far.
Yeah, so my name is Kayla. I am America's only Olympic gold medalist in judo. I won it twice, in 2012 and in 2016. I started judo when I was 6 years old. By the time I was 8 years old, I knew I wanted to be an Olympic champion. By the time I was 16, I moved out of my house with my family. I moved to Boston to train full-time for the Olympics with the Olympic coaches. And I was also overcoming a lot of obstacles at that point that I'm sure we'll talk about later when we talk about my charity. But really, my goal was always to be the best in the world at whatever it was I did. 2008, I won the Junior World Championships. 2010, I won the Senior World Championships, and then in 2012, I became the first American to ever win an Olympic gold medal. Before the 2016 Olympics, really, I was done with judo. I was burnt out. I felt like I had accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish, and I knew that I was ready to conquer other mountains once the 2016 Olympics were done. So shortly after I won the 2016 Olympics, I transitioned into MMA. I'm currently 15-1. I won 2 PFL world titles, 2 seasons with the PFL. And yeah, that's...
They hand you $1 million check with that?
And a couple $1 million along the way, yeah.
What's more fun, winning a belt or $1 million check? Both fun in different ways?
Yeah, they're both fun in different ways. I never used to care about the money, but then I got kids, and those things are expensive.
They are. I got a vasectomy because I heard those are expensive.
I didn't have them. I adopted them, but they're still expensive.
Fair enough. There's where our lifestyles diverge. I think Kayla's been great as a person that I was interested in talking to for some time, and she made time recently to chat a little bit. And she, somewhere in her head, she's like, "Who the hell is this Moneyberg guy?" And she said, "He spends time with a lot of people I know, I guess." I'm making this up, by the way. She never told me this. I don't know what the hell she thought. But when we met each other, we got along very well from the beginning, and I've enjoyed the friendship that we've had thus far, and look forward to doing a few more things together.
Ditto.
And I appreciate you making time to come chat with my folks here. A conversation I think is going to be a theme of the week is kind of a boring topic a lot of people don't like, of just consistency. They want to ask questions about winning and high level success, and a lot of people that are successful at a high level that they're inconsistent in their behaviors or their training. Or
I don't know any.
I never heard of that.
Doesn't exist.
What does it take to win those gold medals? What you just go train when you feel like it, or
no?
How does that work out?
That's
do some random shit and see what happens.
Throw spaghetti at the wall. No. I think one of the funniest things about my judo career in particular is that everything I learned in the first 6 months of judo is what I won the Olympics with. I became a master of the basics. I did the same shit every day for 20 years and won 2 Olympic gold medals out of it. You know, it wasn't rocket science. I wasn't a big flashy player. I didn't have, you know, this amazing, crazy highlight reel, but I was consistent. I had hard work ethic. I stuck to the game plan like a robot, and that ultimately made me super successful.
So some of those things that I imagine, and I'm not a historian of judo, but some of those things I imagine go back, you know, 100 and something, a few hundred years in the samurai traditions, etc., were from Japan. So
Yep.
you didn't just, you know, do some new trendy shit that you saw on the internet?
No.
You just did the stuff that's been working for hundreds of years?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
But I've seen on Instagram that the new trendy stuff is cool. But then you just invent some new stuff that wasn't tested. And
Yeah. That's not my, that's not how I roll, personally.
you know, that's kind of what I did in a different area, is did a lot of boring things where people say, oh, what are you trading today? Nothing. What are you buying and selling today? Nothing. Well, you know, but how are you making money? I just buy boring shit and sit on it for a number of years.
Stick to the
and
basics.
collect a dividend.
Yeah.
And then sometime later, you know, I sell it and make 5x, sometimes 18x.
Yeah.
But on a portfolio, maybe 4 or 5, 6x what I paid for it. And I tend to buy things that are out of favor, that nobody likes it at the time. They hate it at the time. News people say, you know, it'll be in a negative media cycle.
Yeah.
Out of favor for whatever reason. And I'm like, oh, that looks great. Super cheap right now.
Yeah, discount.
Yeah.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.